G'day, welcome. Early Crow episode, we think 80, we're not sure, but that's what we're going with. Paps and I going to run through the weekend sport and racing, kicking off with AFL. Tommy up in Brisbane for Saturday's game, back in sunny Sydney now. How you travelling?
Mate, it was a very nice win up in Brizzy. Pretty happy to come away with a win away at the Gabba against probably if not the best team in the comp. It's obviously very close to the fair few up the top, but yeah, it was a great win and yeah, pretty pumped. You say sunny, but it's hasn't stopped raining since Saturday, so probably another wet track during the weekend on the weekend, I suppose.
That's convenient, eh?
Yeah,
Where's that at?
yeah,
Sorry, just to catch everyone up who's listening. Was it 3 Saturdays ago? 2 Saturdays ago,
yeah,
I
and it's your
reckon.
fault. I'm blaming you.
Run the punter through it.
So it was when was it? It was Friday after Essendon. Oh no, after who did we play on a Friday night?
I reckon it was after the Giants game.
Yeah, after the Giants
So
game. Yeah,
Saturday
yeah,
morning, we were talking ponies, going
yeah.
through the
Talking
weekend,
ponies.
sort of like the Saturday sort of selections,
Yeah,
talking shit. He was speaking of, don't know if he did or didn't, allegedly didn't pick up Murphs, and that's sort of where I left him, as he had his double shot latte or whatever you operate with, probably a cappuccino man actually, a little bit chalky in there.
yeah, mm,
Um, you rode your very special bike down there with Murph,
yeah,
Annie away, so a bit more responsibility on those big shoulders of yours.
yeah. So yeah, I went down to get a coffee as I do on the each morning with Murph. I don't walk him much, but well, I do, but with the bike, so he's tags on the back, just follows me on the bike. No lead. He's very smarter than me. Um, So, and then yeah, I've my garage door keys has unfortunately gone flat, or and I've changed the batteries and they've done everything, and then it's unprogrammed. So then I have to park the bike out the front of my house. Sort of like I live in an apartment, so a communal door, and I leave it out there, and I'm on the phone to Dicko, and sort of you lose reception if you go on in the garage. So I thought I'd wait outside, and
This-
I'd wait outside, and anyway, I was talking for 10, 15 minutes, and then I go take Murphy inside, still on the phone, and I've obviously got distracted and have forgotten that I've left my e-bike, the Fat Boy, out the front. Probably the best thing I've ever bought, and yeah, it's I've gone back out probably an hour later as we're going to the pub, or maybe 2 hours later, and I haven't noticed it there. So I've like, and I still haven't noticed that I've gone to the pub. I've come back and then I've gone to ride it the next day and it's not there. And I've then retraced my steps and realised that I've left it out the front Saturday morning, and some bloke has come along and just nicked it, and he's rolling around Bondi laughing at me now, isn't he?
Yeah, yeah, he is. Are you replacing it?
I'm actually looking for a sponsor out there at the moment. I might be onto one, so I'll see where we go.
If anyone's interested in a partnership, just let Praddy know,
E-bike.
and perhaps can ride your bike around
Yeah,
the eastern suburbs of Sydney, and he promises to look after it. But if you do want to provide him with a bike, just include like a GPS tracker or like some
yeah,
type of locking mechanism so you can tie it up to a tree or something if he doesn't want to park it out the front on a Saturday morning. So back now to the footy. Famous win up there, like on for young and old, sharp, strong, and probably a bit of a coming of age for the big Coxman. Structurally and coaching wise, he really put on a bit of a clinic there on Saturday afternoon against a premiership coach.
yeah. It was really good. Our best win of the year, I think. Especially, I think we've only lost two games back half of the year against Giants, and we played really well for the first half, and obviously they ran over the top of us, and we obviously lost to the Dogs as well, where we played pretty well, and we thought we could have won that game as well. So back half of the year's been good. Yeah, it was really good on the weekend. It's sort of a defense has been better this year of stopping uncontested marks. We know Brisbane like to uncontested mark and chip through teams and make them defend, and we did that well on the weekend. We wanted to force them long, and yeah, we did that. And then off turnover, we we wanted to go back through them with hands and keep rocking up. You would have probably seen that we were going a bit faster and with their hands and breaking away from stoppage and making their defenders press, because such a good defence, they'll roll off, and if we're kicking long to them all day, so we wanted to chain through them, and seemed to work. And you obviously seen the midfielders go really well with that because they're using out numbers and Juzzy and who started really well in the third, well, started really well in the game, and then in the third, unfortunately hurt his knee. But Juzzy, Chad, Haynes, all those guys were high disposals and high impact because of those handballs and running through the stoppages and space.
Is that an adjustment that you make week to week, and like you sort of turn up the pressure and the press, say for Saturday against the Lions versus what you might have done the week before, or is it relevant to who you're playing?
Well, for context, like obviously we can't make finals now, so sort of got a lens towards 2026 and some things we want to try and change. So that was a part of it. We wanted to try it last week, but it was obviously terrible weather and windy, raining, and at the SCG it was pretty tough to sort of do that. So this is sort of the first week where we could try those handballs and it used the outnumber, and yeah, it definitely worked. We sort of did it at training. We've been practicing the last few weeks at training and doing some drills around that, and yeah, worked really well. Obviously, it's not going to come off all the time, and there's going to be mistakes, and you've got to follow it up and things like that. But it was good to see a game plan sort of come in straight away and work. So it gives the boys belief now that that's going to work. And I think we did it really well a few years ago, sort of in 2022 when we got on that got on a roll. We really used our numbers and handballed, and now obviously we've sort of slowly adapted. We're obviously a really good kicking team. We pick teams apart, but I think we can sort of have two styles now where we can handball chain if we need to, or we can pick them apart and do that. So yeah, it was a really good win. It's pleasing to see a game plan come off straight away.
Is it a real pressure thing for the whole group? Because if like two blokes don't commit to that pressure and that structure, to me it would fall apart.
Yeah, it's. I think it's probably more the defense. So I won't give too much away what we talk about. Our philosophies around what we want to do and what we try within a certain area. We've got to get that right. Like behind the ball, we obviously want to take a bit more space closer. You want to be closer to your man and shut out that those little short kicks. Defensively, if one's off or you don't get that handover right, that will break down. But offensively, there's going to be mistakes. But just how you clean it up. Obviously, quick hands or a quick kick here and there is going to come, and just good picking the right times for it.
As a Swans fan, you kind of mentioned it before. I was hoping and thinking like a win like that, trying to play a little bit differently, a little bit more aggressively and positively, is going to have a real like good amount of value within the group headed towards a pre-season into next year.
Yeah, for sure. I think it's like obviously last week we didn't play that well. We got the win, but we were pretty disappointed with how we played. But then to back it up against the best team, probably the hardest. Brisbane at the Gabba, the way they're going is probably the hardest game in footy at the moment, or probably maybe Adelaide Oval at Adelaide Oval. So they're probably the two toughest games you could play. And yeah, we did really well against the Lions on the weekend, and we're happy with it. We got momentum now, and yeah, it's good. It'll be good to got another good team this week in Geelong if we can really serve it up to them. That'd be another really good win for us.
Good to get like good belief that it's worthwhile going that extra little bit every week, because it's like the goal is achievable because of what was produced there in Brisbane on Saturday. How is the Cross, our man? How's the knee?
Yeah, he's done his PCL, which is unfortunate. I think he did the right one, or he's done the opposite one last year. PCL is obviously an impact injury, so his knee hit the ground, and yeah, it's at the back, so back of the knee. So he's sort of, I don't know what, he'll probably be out obviously 6 weeks, won't play the rest of the year, and yeah, he's probably missed 4 or 5 games this year as well. Frustrating for him, but yeah, he'll be right. He's going well, and really important player for us. So he'll have a good pre-season and be ready to go next year.
What about the Pies? As just a footy fan now, but a professional footballer, they're falling off a cliff. It's go time. They're an old list. They were playing, was it Friday night or Thursday night versus Hawthorn, who were going the other way. Where do you think they're at, Collingwood?
Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? Because we were sort of similar last year. We had a few injuries the back half, and I think we lost to Port by 100 points, maybe three games out. And that was a big turning point for us. We turned it around. So post that loss, we dived right into our game and yeah, nutted out what it was, and just sort of had a pretty much a crisis meeting. What do we want to get out of this? Are we um, like we know we're good enough, but we needed to sort some things out, and we did, and obviously made the grand final and lost. But I reckon Fly will be doing the exact same thing. They'd be coming in this week, and obviously got a few issues with defence. Jeremy Howe out again. He's a really important part to their defence, I think, and he sets them up, marks it, and is a really good kick. So um, that's a massive out for them again because he's been out of that groin. So they're going to have to fill another hole, and obviously the midfield and stuff. There's a bit of talk around their midfield. What's their best midfield go? Is it Mitchell? Is it De Goey and all those likes, or is it Long and things like that? Pendlebury. So yeah, they've got their work cut out, but I'm sure they'll sort it out in a few games at the MCG to get them going again.
They're still up and about as a group, though. I think Pendles has re-signed or has agreed to next year.
Yeah.
Your man Darcy's signed,
Yeah.
I think, something. Has he?
Yeah, he signed 3 years, yeah, which is good to see.
Yeah. For unders, too. So shout out to him. I don't think you would have done that, and I'm not knocking that. But it's just it's not shocking to see a big Victorian club get a good player for unders again. Speaking of not big but Victorian clubs, the D's sacked their coach Simon Goodwin. Was it last week? And it's been on down here. It's just like narrative galore. Roosies in the like bit of Paul Roos stuff.
Really?
Yeah. No, just like whatever Paul says they use. It sounds like the big horse, your old coach, has ruled himself out. Sounds like Adam Simpson is not interested. I don't know who else there's left other than Nathan Buckley. Have you heard anything?
Yeah.
You got any mail?
I don't know any mail, but yeah, it's an interesting one. Obviously, Horse and Simo are liking their gigs at Fox Footy. They must be getting paid a bit.
So they should. It's outstanding content.
Yeah, it is good. It is. I think it's the point of difference. I reckon.
Do you reckon Simo and Horse get a few texts from like the coaches that they're mates with? Like, mate, seriously, can you fucking chill on that? Because it's killing me.
Yeah, maybe. But I think it just goes to show how much stress those boys would have had while they were coaching. They just need another year off it. I don't know if Horse is a competitive beast. So I don't know. I thought he might have been a chance for it, but he's he definitely is looking much trimmer and less stressed, and around the club he's looking really good at the moment. Bit of weight off the shoulders and just strutting around doing his corporate stuff. So he's pretty happy, which is good.
Righto. So at this stage, it looks like Buckley might sort of be the number one seed to coach the D's. I don't know if it's a job I'd want if I was Nathan Buckley.
Are they looking for an experienced coach? Are they, or
I don't know, but from the outside, you'd think that they probably need to seriously consider resetting.
It's going to be a very, very big off season. Obviously, Port's got to find a coach. Or they've got their coach, don't they?
Port have got Josh Carr replacing Kenny.
Yeah.
So Kenny might be a little sneaky.
Yeah. Does Kenny want to go straight into coaching still again?
I don't know. But they need... There's so much going to go on. I think Voss is safe, is what I see sometimes when I look.
Yeah.
But there's going to be changes at Carlton. There's going to be... I reckon players are going to move from Carlton. They got to change things up. Melbourne's got to do something about where they're at. What's Essendon going to do? There's so much that could happen this off season, I think, and there's still the finals to unravel. We've had some, I'd say, like we've talked about, pretty poor scheduling or games that are very one-sided. I think Geelong, whatever was that, mate? That might have been the Friday night game. They were $1.005. Unbelievable!
Crazy,
I've never seen for in my life. It was grim. But this week there's three crackers. We've got the Dockers hosting the Lions. So the Lions away off a home loss. Suns v the Giants. Pies at Adelaide Oval versus the Crows. Pies, all sorts. $3. I don't know if we don't say the odds, do we?
No.
Allegedly, Pies outsiders versus the Crows, and the Pies have to lift and they have to win. It's going to be on. The Crows had a little bit of a cruise control game, didn't they, like last night versus West Coast?
Yeah. They rested a few. They rested Tex, didn't they?
You love Tex, don't you?
Yeah, Tex is my man. Love him. Good.
What do you think's going to happen this weekend? Who do you think's going to come out of this weekend with the sort of the number 1, 2, 3 sort of seeds to be favourites to win the comp? Because it's seriously changing pretty quickly. A month ago it was Collingwood. Now they might not make the top 4.
Yeah, it's this week probably shapes the top 4 because I think like Adelaide's flying, but how long does Collingwood bounce back? I think it'd be very, very hard for Adelaide to for Collingwood to turn it around in Adelaide Oval Friday. Was it a Friday night game?
Saturday
That
night.
Adelaide Saturday night, that crowd would be humming. It'd be an amazing win from Collingwood. I'd say Adelaide get the job done there. I think Brisbane could go over and knock off Freo.
Yeah, same.
I think the they'll review the game on the weekend. They'll bounce back from that. They obviously we played pretty well. They weren't at their best. They've obviously had a couple of outs, so they might get a couple back down their defence. They got Leicester out. Starshevich was out. Neil's out for the rest of the year, but they've got a couple back there. And what was the other one? Giants, Suns. I think the Giants
Suns
get.
versus the Giants. The Suns might make top four because
Yeah, I
they've
reckon
got
the Suns get
Essendon
that
in
done.
the makeup game.
The Giants have actually got a few injuries. They've got Kelly, Buckley out. I think they've got one more out as well.
But they get Toby back from his 1 week off.
Well, Toby, he was back on the weekend.
Oh,
He filled up. I think he had kicked three and had 14 scoring problems or something.
just a lazy.
But
Nothing
yeah,
gets past
but
you, does it? You love him.
no, I seen it come up from the TV yesterday. But yeah, I reckon the Suns get that done as well. But good game of footy. Looking forward to that actually. Be nice.
Imagine playing for Essendon. Your season's been over for like 2 months. Your captain's and your star has just broken his hand. He's out. And just to top it off, you got to have another week of football to get pumped by the Suns.
Yeah, I was looking at that going, gee whiz, like
Grim.
you just want to be on holidays already. Like after the year they've had, the injuries, that just sums it all up, doesn't it?
Yeah,
But
that's no good.
yeah, you feel sorry for them a bit.
Almost. But if you're
Yeah.
old enough, you remember when they were really good, so you just kind of enjoy it. Roosters pumped them on the weekend. They need to win every game to make a run. The NRL is the longest, driest season all time. It goes for way too long. A little bit like the AFL. The AFL goes for about 4 rounds too long, and it should be a wild card. Imagine the Dogs playing the Swans in wild card round. Like, everyone be watching it. It'd be a sellout. Anyway, that's just cash and content. Rugby league's probably worse. It just goes for so long. It's looking like it always looks. The Storm, the Panthers, the Raiders, but no one believes in the Raiders in the finals. Have you got any views on the NRL? Other than I just think it's all about the Storm, and if Jerome comes back, Munster's
Yeah, I
home.
reckon that's key. If Jerome gets back, they're going to be tough to beat. They've experienced being there before because obviously the Raiders, Dogs, haven't been there much before in recent years. I think Storm have the experience in the big games, so I reckon they'll get the job done. But you never know.
Speaking of not getting the job done almost ever, and shout out to Dimmers, who's like he's the man pushing the buttons in our new punters club with my brother, and I've just unleashed like one of the this guy could challenge the Chad or the Crust. I've just unleashed his sickness. Kenny, another bloke in it, wanted to back Shane Van Gisbergen or Scott Van Gisbergen to win some motor race in America last night, so we put that in.
Yeah.
And I said, the PGA, Tommy Fleetwood is favourite. He's a non-winner. I want to back Justin Rose. And
What was he paying Tommy Fleetwood?
$1.90. Justin Rose was like $3.50. And Scheffler was another one back, and he was like $2.50. So there's no sort of value there. And then Spawn was the other value, so I was just going between Spawn or Rose, just hoping that Scheffler had a normal day and Tommy shat the bed. Woke up this morning, SVG's won, but Dimmers the sicko has put it on Alex Popperin or something at $1.22 to win a game of tennis in America, and he's got done.
Oh my God.
Flared up. Anyway, so I'm watching the golf without knowing this. But Tommy Fleetwood has bogeyed, like he's from the fairway, pulled a shot, not gone in the bunker.
On the 18th?
No, on the 17th. But he's fairway on the 17th, tied for the lead. Justin Rose won back. He pulls it, he then chips and runs, but gives himself a knee wobbler, pushes it, bogeys.
Wow.
He's just like, you feel sick for him. You could never bet on him
he's
ever.
cursed.
Remember the
He would
Olympics?
never. Yeah. It's crazy.
And then it was
He'll never-
a 4-hole playoff between Justin Rose and JJ Spawn. JJ
Wonder
sunk like a 25-footer on one of the playoff holes. It's massive. Great golf. Justin Rose, the fossil, he's been dominating. He's had an elite year. He lost to Rory in the playoff at the Masters. He was sniffing around at the Open. He's a very, very, very good golfer, and it was enjoyable this morning. I reckon that's about it for sport. Anything else?
Good, I reckon.
Ponies, Eyes On Ponies. Brought to you by CTW Excavations. They'll go where the big boys won't. Find them on Instagram, CTW Excavations. Blake Shin won the Scobie Breezley. What does that mean to you?
Much.
Same. Honestly, I don't understand what it means. It's just like, I live and breathe racing. I don't understand what any of it is. There's a Victorian Trainers Premiership. There's a Metro Training Premiership. There's a lot of premierships and a lot of medals. Full credit and congratulations to Blake. Congratulations to our man, Logan Bates, who got the Rising Star.
He got the he did, the Apprentice.
That's about it for the awards. Ponies on Saturday. Sydney abandoned. Unbelievable.
Just saying, I've only had two. I think I've had 2 bets in 2 weekends in Sydney. So wet tracks is ordinary. Actually, I had one on the Wednesday. I had a couple on Wednesday last week. But yeah, Saturdays it's wet again here. But looks not.
I just remembered now. We're going unedited today, so I've got to be careful where we go and what we say. But I will just say that the Randwick track is a disgrace and needs to be fixed. Like it just gets called off and is unraceable too often for the second biggest or equal biggest track in Australia. But we do need to talk about it's just come back into my mind. A little bit like the bike that I remembered on the spot. Allegedly last week, guys, the Saturday not just gone, the one before, the Eyes on Ponies slide might have had 4 bets in Sydney on Thursday night. It might have had 3 winners at an average price of about $8 and a second placing. And allegedly, our man T Paps and our man the Rolls Royce left arm slow medium MJ Michael Pratt might have done a little bit of editing. Care to add to that, Tommy?
Yeah, that's all right. You've lost enough in the other 4 or 5 weeks on him anyway, so it's all right. It's probably back even, are we?
Look, all I can do is just do my best, But you guys decided to overrule it, and it was very, very costly for anyone who follows it. So there's no racing in Sydney. We raced at Moonee Valley for the first time in a long time in Melbourne, and it was a ho-hum meeting, but some pretty nice horses at the same time. Oak Hill, Mornington Glory, Midwest returned as a benchmark 100,000 metre race, but it was a proper field that would be relevant to the group races ahead, particularly the Moya. Very, very slow tempo on a track that I think was slightly inferior hard fence. Mail is out the back was a lot softer than in the straight. So like as they were, from the 1,000 to the 600. Oak Hill has absolutely savaged the line, Charlie Sheen style, and looks in for a really big preparation. That was his second start for the Ben Will and JD Hayes. 2 wins from 2 starts for the boys and increased its overall sort of rating on my stuff there on Saturday and just really savaged the line. Of what I thought were playing trials. So I think the slow tempo, the ability to build into the race in a really small field is a glorious platform for that horse to be very, very competitive in the Moya because it's a horse that just thrives at the Valley, loves it.
It was a very, very nice win, wasn't it? Mornington Glory just was pretty poor trials, and it was a bit slow tempo that cost it the race. Or what do you think there, or just?
Well, the majority of its starts last prep are all off pretty slow tempos. So I think just a bit of rust first up, like a sit and sprint, the margins are what they are. I wouldn't be heaps worried about the horse if I owned it or was racing it. Wait and see. You give it, give it that run and see what happens next time. That was the first time it's ever been defeated at Moonee Valley over 1,000 metres, which really graded me up sort of trying to bet into the race. I ended up just letting it go and sort of setting myself particularly for the next race in which my horse, Marshall Music, got in the way slightly of Mark Zara, Winker's first time Deep Float Diva. Did you watch that?
No, I haven't watched it.
It's sickening.
Really?
It's going 2 to their 1 and just misses.
Wow.
Yeah. Very, 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 very hard watch. Deep Float Diva should have won. It was grim. In that race, Stolly Bolly for the Lindsay Park boys kicked off. Had to go back from a sort of wider draw. hit the line okay. That's a horse with big numbers at 1,200 metres twice. So once at Moonee Valley, once in the Coolmore maybe. So like proper form, proper numbers. I don't know where that horse is at. I'm not convinced it's flying, but it's got proper numbers next to its name. Big preparation for it. And I suppose the exciting horse out of the meeting, but it's now a bit disappointing at the same time, is for Kieran Mark Zara again. Relentless Voyager. Strong, honest tempo, Cox Plate trip. Watch this replay. Like at the top of the straight, you don't think it can win, and it wins by length. Really? But it's pulled up with a significant issue and is out for the spring, unfortunately.
No, really? Tendon or something?
I can't remember. It didn't look right coming back, but something. It's out for the spring. So sucks if you owned it, because you know you would have been so bloody excited on straightening. But yeah, I thought that Oak Hill is the horse to follow out of the meeting. I think you can get $9-10 for it to win the Moya. That seems really fair. I think there's another horse from the meeting called Esha, which will go to the Moya with no weight.
50 kilos or something, is that right?
I think it'll need 40 to be competitive.
Really?
Yeah. Everyone's just... I was going to say something we have to edit, but I didn't. Everyone's very excited about this horse, but it hadn't done anything to the clock. I think everything in that race was poor. You can compare the times directly to the 1,000-metre races. There's two of them before it. I think it was blessed. I think it was plain, and I'll be very, very worried about the horse moving forward versus the rapids on it.
Yeah.
You know, I think it's just an average bunch of horses in the end.
You'd rather have Oak Hill?
Oh, 100%. 100%. Massive turn of foot, proper horse. Anyway, I've been wrong before a lot. Maybe I'll be wrong again. I was against it on Saturday, but not like massive. But I thought, like, if you look at your punting form, it's run like a 2 or something.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it needs another 8 lengths.
Mm.
That's probably it. Anything else?
Not much this week.
Did you bet a Chuka yesterday?
Yeah, we did, yeah.
You followed it along?
Yeah.
God bless Carleen Heffel there in the last. What a woman.
Yeah, that was good. The what was that again in the last? The
double pie. Per Sampaire. The troll horse was flat, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was fine, wasn't it? It was ordinary.
Anyway, we've got to thank the troll horse and the Cotton King, because he's been enormous for the last little bit. But also because he had that bet, there was more like energy to get to the meeting, you know?
Yeah.
Anyway, that's been the Early Crow episode, we think 80. The week ahead for us is Eyes On Ponies on Saturday. Big lift from Pappers. Praddy, we don't know where he is. He told me he was at Murray Bridge, but knowing his problems with travel and things like that seems a long way away from where he lives.
Yeah.
But hopefully he's having a good holiday. Hopefully he's safe, and hopefully this is able to be published without too much of an edit. And we'll be back this time in 2 weeks, I reckon, but maybe next
2
week.
weeks.
We'll see how we go.
Bye for now.
Have a glorious week. Gamble responsibly. 1-800-858-858, or visit the website. Bye for now. How's your up? Oh, shit.